It's the Daily Dog.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Dog. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It's a Monday, it's a new week, and I am happy that you are here because we are finally getting to Bad Company by Bad Company, as well as the cover version by Five Finger Death Punch. I have scheduled this episode for the last 2 weeks, and for the last 2 weeks we had pretty major losses for the music industry with the passing of Jeff Beck and with the passing of David Crosby. And we have done some remembrance and tribute episodes for those musicians, and I think deservedly so. So this week, when I'm like, okay, are we going to do Bad Company or not? I'm like, no, we're going to put it right on the Monday. So we're going to start the week off with some Bad Company, and I am happy that you are here to join me. So we're going to be doing this song twice today. We're going to be listening to both the original version and the cover version by Five Finger Death Punch. And I know a little bit of the original. I don't know anything about Five Finger Death Punch other than what I've read in before recording this today. So let's get into it. Although I have heard this song before, the original by Bad Company, it comes to me more as a sort of fuzzy and incomplete memory, more than a true understanding and a recalling of the song, of the way that it sounds and the way that the lyrics interact with the song's meaning. So I'm eager to revisit it today and really finally put the microscope, the Daily Dog microscope, onto it. The band Bad Company was formed in 1973 in England. Singer Paul Rodgers has said that the idea for the name of the band came from a book of Victorian era morals that depicted a child looking up at what seems to be a morally unacceptable adult, and the caption on the picture was "Beware of Bad Company." And I believe that sparked the idea not only for the name of the band but for the song as well. And so the song is the title track from their debut album that was released in 1974. So we've got the band, the album, and the song all going by the same name, and I think that's pretty darn rare. But it's what happened here, and to this day, the song continues to be a staple of classic rock radio. So let's dive in, y'all. We've got Paul Rodgers on vocals and the keyboards. Mick Ralphs is on the guitar. Boz Burrell is on the bass, and Simon Kirke is on the drums. So here we go with Bad Company by Bad Company. Here we go. Soltedo. So they're in minor. I think E flat minor.
Company, always on the run. Destiny is a
Down a whole step, then back up. I guess I didn't really know that the piano had such a featured sound, especially at the beginning here. I like it. Behind a gun, I make my final stand. Okay. That's why they call me. I remember the hook. Both verses are similar but have different chords in them. Yeah, that's E flat minor.
Rebel souls, deserters we are called. Chose a gun and threw away the sword.
black keys.
is our claim to
Cool.
fame. I can hear them say,
Hear them say.
bad company, and I won't deny.
So that's just a Mixolydian progression, and I believe, oh, that's different.
Bad company,
Flat 3, major 4, 1.
till the day I die.
Yeah. First line of the verse is a descending Mixolydian, descending fourths, and then the second time they go to a different chord first, but they still get the A flat to the E flat.
Bad company, I can't deny.
Right, there's a D flat down to A flat down to E flat. Then when they go back, it's flat 3, major 4, back to minor 1. That makes it sort of a Mixolydian scale that they're using. That major 4 chord amongst this minor key. Flat 7.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Bad company, till the day I die.
Great classic vocal and a great classic rock song, right?
Said I'm young and I'm free,
Said I'm young and I'm free.
but I'm bad.
That's the way that I play.
That's the way I play.
Dirty for dirty.
Dirty for dirty.
Somebody double cross me, and yeah, we're bad company. Well,
Somebody come across.
it's a simpler tune than I remember it being. She's straight ahead rocker. I don't know if they're tuning down for E flat or not. Normally when we're in E flat, it means the guitars have tuned down a half step, but I don't know if they were doing that there. Really fascinating. Paul Rogers has said about this particular song and its meaning, he says, I got the idea of this dark, mysterious, vast expanse of the Wild Wild West and this lawless, featureless area where you want to go and try and settle, right, and move to. These chords seem to portray this feeling of being way out there, having to survive with yourself, with your family, however you could in a lawless world of nature. And that's interesting. So at the beginning when they say, always on the run, destiny is a rising sun, right? And I was born 6-gun in my hand, behind a gun I'll make my final stand. So he's out on the wilderness, on the wild frontier, and he's taking matters into his own hands. Verse 2, rebel souls, deserters we are called, right? Choose a gun and throw away the song. It comes across as both a celebration, I think, of being this type of person, of being a free spirit, as well as a little bit of a lament for the type of person that would shun societal norms and become this modern day outlaw, right? They're looking back in time. And as I think about it, it's almost like a spaghetti western that's in a song or set to music. Really, really interesting. I want to move then to Five Finger Death Punch. So we're fast forwarding from the 70s to 2007 in Las Vegas, where this heavy metal band Five Finger Death Punch was formed. And by the time we get to the fall of 2009, they are releasing their second studio album called War is the Answer. And they are continuing their rise in the heavy metal scene during that time. And so they released this cover of Bad Company as the 5th single from this album in the spring of 2010. They had originally started playing the song only in live settings, only in concert, but then they decided to record it in the studio to potentially include it as a bonus track for the album. Well, it ended up being included on the main version of the album, and the album has gone on to do very well, and this track has gone on to be one of their more successful ones of their career. Really interesting. I've never heard their music before, and I'm going to be interested to see if they keep the same key, if the tempo is the same, how much they change, because these guys are noted as a heavy metal band and Bad Company is a classic rock band. So I'm going to be listening for the subtle differences in these arrangements. I'm looking forward to it. So Ivan Moody is on vocals, Zoltan Bathory is on rhythm guitar, Jason Hook is on lead guitar and backing vocals, Matt Snell is on bass and backing vocals, and Jeremy Spencer is on the drums. So here, let's take a look at Five Finger Death Punch doing their cover of Bad Company. Off we go. Solte do, but not piano at the beginning.
A company
And a
always on the run.
boy, it's amazing how much a change in key
Destiny,
can take on a different aesthetic.
rising sun. I was born a shotgun in my head.
So that's an updated lyric. They're saying shotgun where Bad Company said six gun.
I'll make my
Other than that, it's pretty melodically right along with what the original was. Nice. I read that the footage in the video is from the band's trip to Iraq during the year leading up to this album, and the video is a salute to the military members who were serving in that region. I think they're down. Where are they? Yeah, B. So previously we were in E flat minor, now we're in B minor. Nice baritone vocal. Down to 7, 4, 1. Similar progression. 3 to 4, back to 1. So it's a pretty cohesive rendering of the original, but just with the heavier feel.
Tooth for a tooth. Blood for blood. We've all gotta die. We've all gotta die. We all gotta die.
Goes to the 6. Goes to the 6. If we're in. I like this version. And it's easier for me to sing along to because it's a baritone. Baritone range instead of a more tenor range. powerful cover. And they've got the POW flag. Really awesome. I understand now why I was encouraged to take a look at this. And really what was requested of me was to do the Five Finger Death Punch version. And then we thought, well, we should do the original version too, right? So that's why we put both of them together. I wanted to be reminded of what the original sounded like so that I could kind of compare it to this newer version. And I like both of them very much. I think it really is amazing how each one of them, it's basically the same song, same melody, pretty much the same chords, pretty much the same tempo, but we've changed the key. Originally we're in E flat minor. We moved the key down a major third to B, right? And that allows for a different part of the range for the singing. So it comes off as, for me, a little more gruff. And of course, Paul is a different singer than, oh shoot, I've forgotten his name, than Ivan is. And it takes on slightly different personalities. But boy, that's a really effective cover version of that song, and it makes me want to look more into Five Finger Death Punch, because for a metal band to do such an effective rendering of a classic rock song, but keep it sounding kind of rock, but put their metal influence into it and have it work for them, that's a really special thing. And it makes me want to dive into more of their music and see what they've come up with. So thanks to all of y'all that have been getting on me to look at Five Finger Death Punch. This was great to finally get to them after a couple of delays. Bad Company, 2 times over, by the original band Bad Company and Five Finger Death Punch. This has been really fun, y'all. A great way to start off the week. I appreciate you being with me, and we will see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.